The Tongva tribe has been indigenous to the Los Angeles basin for more than 7,000 years. Depending on what sources you look at or who you speak to, the date can range even further back to 10,000 years, while Tongva people themselves will say they have been here since the beginning of time. The place of their emergence is here at Puvunga, an ancient Tongva village and birthplace of their leader, Shinish Shinish. Cindy Alvitree explains to us the importance of the site to the Tongva people. She states,
The place of their creation. It is where the Creator, Wiyot, was mourned at his death. That is why it is called Puvunga, the place of the gathering, because so many came from long distances to mourn him. It is said that there were so many that from a distance it looked like a mountain, a ball of people. It became even more significant because after Wiyot died, Shanishnish, their lawgiver and faith keeper, emerged at Puvunga to continue to guide the people as the Creator had done.
the village of Puvunga is the most important of all the villages that were once scattered across the historic homeland of the Tongva people, which include the southern Channel Islands, seacoast, and the prairies further inland. Puvunga represents the center of the Tongva's cultural and spiritual universe, and is literally situated in the center of the Tongva's historic territory. Puvunga is a sacred place both in the historic past as well as today to the Tongva people of the Los Angeles area. It is the place where the first people emerged and where the first chief of the Tongva people, Wiyot, was born. After Wiyot's death, Puvunga is where the lawgiver and god Chinish Chinish emerged to guide the Tongva people. Before the arrival of the Spanish in the late 1700s to the shores of California, the village of Puvunga attracted people from the coast, inland, and even the islands for trade and ritual ceremonies, which may have taken place upon the hilltop where the historic Rancho Los Alamitos now stands, or possibly in the open area of land located at the nearby CSULB campus. Today, the 22 acres of empty land located next to the Bellflower Boulevard at Cal State Long Beach continues to be a place of gathering for Native American people for prayer, song, and dance, but it wasn't always that way. In 1972, campus workers unearthed the partial remains of a Tongva man. The next year, in 1973, the university applied to have CSULB placed on the National Registry of Historic Places. It was approved the following year. 5 years later, an area of the campus was set aside to rebury the Tongva remains, and a wooden sign was erected that read, Gabrielino Indians once inhabited this site, Puvunga, birthplace of Chinish Chinish, lawgiver and god. In 1993, the sign was repainted to read, Gabrielino Indians inhabit this site, Puvunga, birthplace of Chinish Chinish, lawgiver and god. This was in response to a university proposal by President Curtis McRae to turn the sacred site into a strip mall. Fences were erected, natives were blocked from the land, and a fight in the court system ensued. In 1995, the new university president, Maxson, announced he would take down the fence that surrounded the site and preserve the area for as long as he was president. The history of the Tongva people has been well documented through archaeological sites, state historical records, federal documents, and the records of the San Gabriel Mission and San Fernando Mission. Evidence of Puvunga's existence can still be seen today if one knows where to look and what to look for. Upon the small hilltop where the rancho now stands, you can find evidence of tiny flakes of white shell near the tennis ball courts. There are also 10 other locations on the university campus that show evidence of the Tongva people. An important piece of evidence of the village of Puvunga is the 22 acres of undeveloped land located on the northwest end of the Cal State Long Beach campus. Today, Puvunga is seen as a place of origin and renewal, and is why the Tongva people, as well as other Californian Indian tribes, continue to fight to preserve this sacred land as the last undeveloped area of Puvunga.